What's going on, gang? This is DJ Rocky. I hope you guys are all, and ladies, are all doing very, very well out there. So I just want to make a quick video in response to, I believe, well, there's a couple guys out there that actually questioned it through videos. But I want to give you just a quick face value of YouTube's copyright infringement policy. So you may already know what it is if you've already signed up with YouTube and you've read some of the things, you've read some of the details about it. Basically, you don't want to have any type of audio, video, or narrated literature on your videos that does not belong to you or is copyrighted. Basically, most importantly is going to be the music factor in this. So I want to kind of give you kind of a quick rundown of how it started. So YouTube started kind of a long time ago already, right? And as it's been going on and blowing up and stuff, and people started realizing that they can make money off of YouTube and monetizing their videos and whatnot, generating revenue. What had happened is, I want to say they started these groups. It was called the YouTube network. They were YouTube network groups, okay? And they've actually were small little companies, and they would come in and they would get these guys who had, you know, thousands to millions of followers and said, hey, you know what, we want to go ahead and manage your channel, manage you, we want to promote you, we want to generate more business for you from other, you know, vendors and whatnot, or businesses that may be like of your field. Let's say it was a cooking channel. There's many cooking channels on there, and they wanted to bring in some more stuff from Heinz and, you know, Tupperware and what have you. So then, and even for DJs that. So then what happened is these networks started to build, and they started grabbing these channels that were huge and popular and had thousands of subscribers, millions of subscribers and viewers. They realized that these companies realized that they can generate some type of revenue if they started marketing their products to these channels, or through these channels, through these YouTubers. The CMS, I believe it's called, I wrote some notes down here so I don't remember, don't forget. A CMS, which is a content management system, it came about shortly after a lawsuit was filed. I want to say late 2012, early 2013. CMS was again, content management system that was built by YouTube and other people that were a part of this lawsuit that kind of helped, and it was mainly music studio groups and music groups. What the lawsuit entailed was, well, I'll give you a quick rundown. Lots of studios were unhappy about this, a lot of music groups. They weren't happy with YouTube because a lot of their music was being copied or was actually being played off these videos, whether it be for DJs. This is why this is really important for me to express this to you guys out there. Have you seen, you know, your video has been flagged for copyright infringement and stuff like that, or tagged or whatever? Have you guys seen that? It is at no fault to anybody but the people that actually own that material. So that's what's happening. Now, there is a company called Fullscreen. Fullscreen was one of our YouTube network groups, and Fullscreen actually got sued. They got sued about 2013. They were by a major music group, and I'm not going to say the name. They realized, YouTube actually realized through Fullscreen, YouTube lost millions. So they closed with a deal behind closed doors. They paid out the money to this music group, and they paid the money out, and nothing was to disclose. But basically, it was settled. Shortly after that, YouTube said we have to jump on the bandwagon of making sure that we're not, you know, doing copyright infringement, and we have to monetize. We have to monitor all of these different channels. So that's what happened. So now, I would say 2013 rolls around, mid 2013. And a lot of the gamers, which are the really most popular ones, movie reviewers, news network channels, these are all YouTube channels, cooking channels, and you know, DIY channels and whatnot. They're all exploding. They're huge. It's growing. YouTube's growing, and they started getting all of these tags saying that you're you know, you are doing some copyright infringement. There's some music on your thing or whatever, whatnot. I think who is leading the charge in this whole thing, I want to say 2013, is a lot of the gamers out there. So I salute to you gamers out there. What had happened is they had actually started doing a huge calling to YouTube. The network groups, the YouTube network groups that these gamers worked with, they got their network groups to confront YouTube about this and say, hey, you know what, we're losing out on revenue and so on and so forth. Now you have to remember why that they led the charge to this is because they had, let's say, 1 million subscribers, okay? And one of their game reviews, okay, got 500,000 views on it. Well, basically, they're gaining some revenue from that, and then they're tagged for copyright infringement. All of that revenue gets taken away from that guy making the channel and goes directly to the company that is saying that they're you know, at risk of copyright infringement. So a lot of the games were saying, hey, you know what, we're actually building a good fan base off of YouTube. A lot of the gaming companies are wanting to stay away from that because they realize the value in YouTube and the marketing in YouTube. So they said no way. So a lot of them are actually they're not going to dock you at all. There's not going to be any type of copyright infringement at all from these gamers, from these game companies. So as this is kind of moving along in that direction, this monetization, the CMS network within YouTube, it's an automatic thing, and it automatically captures any of the audio, video, narrated literature or whatnot that's on your video that's coming out that you're putting onto YouTube. And if you get 15 seconds of music, 15 seconds just as your intro for your music or your exit, you're going to get flagged for copyright infringement. Now, here's the deal though. If you are trying to monetize, and this was a question I believe one of the DJs had asked in an earlier video prior. Now, if you are trying to monetize your videos for revenue for the future, then what happens is that you are at risk for a lawsuit from that company that's claiming copyright infringement. But it will not happen unless you go in there and actually click, yes, you do understand it, and then you have to kind of sit and wait. Is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? And there hasn't been any word of it yet at all of any kind. But if you go in there to actually dispute the claim, there's a button to click for dispute. You can dispute the claim, and once you dispute it, then they send that information. There's a dispute from this channel maker. They send it to the company, the corporation, the music group, whether it be a DJ or you're a DJ and you're playing someone's music on there. And it may be several different music groups that have the rights to it. We don't know. And then they will see this dispute, and then they can act on it. So it's almost like you're actually pushing the envelope of saying, hey, you know what, go ahead and sue me. Has it really happened yet? Not really for those that are not monetizing their videos, but for those who do monetize and do get revenue from YouTube as a YouTube partner, yes, it has happened. There is actually, it's happened to, I want to say, a very small selected few, but I want to read to you some facts on the hugest one yet. Just last year, we're in February, so just around the corner in late 2014, one of the hugest, probably one of the hugest YouTubers on YouTube, Michelle Pham, was sued by Ultra Records for $15 million. For $15 million. Okay? Michelle Pham, she lives off of YouTube. She gets her cash flow, it comes from YouTube. That's her money. That's her bread and butter. But what she had done is she had asked DJ Cascade, hey, DJ Cascade, she's met some celebrities. If you go to Michelle Pham's page, she does a lot of reviews. I mean, there's other big YouTubers that, you know, pay her to come on her channel. I mean, that's how huge she is. She asked DJ Cascade, if you know DJ Cascade, he's pretty big, travels, if she can use his music on some of her videos. So she used it for some of the intros, the outros, and some of the background music and whatnot. He said, yeah, sure, no problem. But see, that's out of his hands. Ultra Records owned the rights to that music, and Ultra Records still sued Michelle Pham. The case is still being settled right now. There hasn't going to close. I'm going to kind of keep an eye on it. It's kind of important because this is the second hugest thing. The companies went first to the network group, okay? And now they're going to go directly to the channels. And this is going to be the outcome. So we have to kind of keep an eye on this. This is not something you should play with, especially as a DJ. This is something that's really important. Now, go ahead and comment down below and let me know if I'm wrong or if there's a way around it that you know of. But by all means, I just want to make sure that, as we know some of the face value facts now. Okay, so without rambling on too much, they did kind of lower the lawsuit to be $150,000 for each song that's being used. That's still a lot, and she used quite a few of those songs. So add up that $150,000, it's probably going to be up in the millions. So that was Michelle's fam situation. So as DJs and anyone else that's actually watching this right now, it's really important to know that for me, myself, I personally have used some other people's music, I think just for like an intro and stuff like that. And then some of the things I got flagged, I actually just deleted off my channel. And some of the things, I'm not even monetizing it, so I'm not really worried about it. So I said, well, forget it. I just clicked the yes, I understand button. But it's important to know that as a DJ, if you're filming your party, let's say your wedding or your event or whatnot, and there's music playing around in the background and your camera is kind of scrolling, what's going to happen is you're going to get docked because that music that's coming out of your speakers during your event or your wedding, because it's still being played through through the video by way of audio. So that's something to be thought about. Now, again, many of you guys will actually, mask your videos with some other song over it, just to kind of show just a quick tutorial, like 1-minute video clip of your event. That as well too is going to get docked. If there's music in the background, you're going to get docked. And I even think that there's, I just want to give you. UMG, I think Ultra Music Group out there, which is huge. You buy their music right now online. I know you do have it in your library. They won't let anything go. They've actually been going after some of these people. I want to just give you a quick rundown. The Star Wars effects, if you guys have any Star Wars effects on there. I know it's kind of silly, I'm just telling you. I'm just going to give you just a quick rundown. Some of the Michael Jackson beats and stuff like that. I love disco and the old school house music, and I've had a couple clips of that, and that had actually flagged me, and I just clicked, I understand, but that's something to think about. A lot of people are actually getting docked for that. So even the smaller people, I think they went after Michelle Pham because she's huge and she's getting a lot of revenue. That's something to think about. I want you guys to go ahead and comment. Feel free to subscribe if you like. But go ahead and comment and tell me, what have you done to kind of help to get around that situation. Well, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do moving forward is I'm going to use my own beats, my own effects that I've created just through my own. I'm actually going to be purchasing something. I actually have some effect a sampler right now, but I'm going to be actually purchasing something else so I can make sure I can make my own music with it. And that's what you're going to be hearing on a lot of my videos. Now, on some of them, I want to make sure I play the actual audio. If you always see me, I've always played the actual audio of my events in the back, what's happening and stuff like that. And if I get docked, I guess I will, but that's unfortunate. I hope I don't. I hope that you guys can do the same thing too and not get docked. But this is something moving forward. Right now, it's kind of in the middle transition. YouTube's trying to figure this out. They wanted to make it a free market for everyone. They're trying to do the right thing. But now they're being pushed by these music companies. These music companies, they're really hurting. They're really hurting. So I think that's why they're doing this. And then also there's a lot of the dummies out there that have put full sets of music to copyright off of YouTube and stuff like that. You can even find websites that will give you the audio off of the YouTube URL and stuff like that. So that's the really bad thing about it. The really bad thing. So Anyways, I think that's why they're doing that. I just wanted to give you this video. I'm sorry if I spoke too long. I wanted to give you a lot of the facts and just talk really fast about this. I hope you guys are all doing very, very well. Again, go ahead and comment, subscribe, comment on the bottom and tell me how you've kind of done your thing with getting around this. If you're kind of tired of it too, you can put a little rant if you want to. You know, maybe we'll talk about this later future, or maybe you can spike or give some good information down at the bottom that can help somebody else in reading the comments down at the bottom. I hope you guys are all doing very, very well. This is DJ Rocky, and guys, love and respect all people and all things living. Take care. Goodbye.